Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. It's a little bit of an overcast Sunday, still morning here in lower Alabama. Had a real nice day, went down to Pensacola yesterday, met a new vegan friend, had a little bit of lunch, and yeah, all in all this weekend is just going very well. Nice quiet mellow weekend. Want to start the week off by talking about raw vegan weight loss issues today, and as you can see from the tagline there, look for the obvious first. Anyhow, I do videos like this every day, so if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that little subscribe button now, click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. And even if you already have been subscribed for a while, you might want to do that anyway, because YouTube seems to be unsubscribing people again these days sometimes. Just a little glitch. And hey, in YouTube's defense, God, when you've got so many videos and so many people watching videos, I imagine it takes a team of people working on that algorithm full time. But anyhow, what am I talking about today? Looking for the obvious first. The reason I say this is because it seems like everybody out there that doesn't drop weight immediately when they come to this lifestyle starts looking for some sort of deeper, more complicated issue. In other words, like they start I've talked about this in videos before, they start getting into that thinking that they're an exception for some reason. They start hearing all the talk of other people, you know, and sometimes there are legitimate reasons, don't get me wrong, but also there's excuses that people tend to fall into, and they start hearing these excuses of, oh well, some people can't lose the weight, or some people gain weight even on this lifestyle because of this issue or that. You know, things like thyroid, hormones, different related issues. And I don't want to discount that. I mean, you know, people do deal with thyroid issues that cause their metabolism to be kind of sluggish, and it makes weight loss a little bit more challenging for them. When you get into hormones, especially when you get into women's hormones and stuff, I know there's hormonal issues that go on that can make it hard for weight loss. But all I'm saying here is look for the simple stuff first. Make sure that that you're doing the basics right. Make sure that there's not some culprit, some hidden culprit in there that that's simple, that can be fixed, that might be you know, sabotaging your weight loss issue. Any number of these things. Too much fat. People will not get this through their head. They always want to go to this, but it's good fat. But it's good fat. Yeah, it's good fat, but you cannot scarf down fat all day long. You can't eat, you know, you can't eat avocados and nuts and all these things mixed together all in the same day. I mean, good Lord, I see too many recipes out there, you know, calling for like a cup of nuts, you know, or whatever. Now, not to say that you have to be like so rigid about this. We want to enjoy our food. We actually want to splurge from time to time. I make dishes. I make salad dressings that have higher fat content in them. But this isn't my day-to-day. I think somebody recently, and I guess I need to mention every little detail of everything I do, but you will kind of pick up how I'm eating, like how I eat in a day almost every day on Instagram. You know, just because you'll see me do a video, or you'll see me do a couple of videos, or you'll see me like an ingredient like the tahini, I don't scarf down tahini. I've got a jar of tahini in the cupboard in there that I've had this jar of tahini probably for the last month, 6 weeks, and it's not even close to being out. I can't even tell you the last time I've used any tahini in a dressing. Now, I may go on a tear. I might use tahini 2 or 3 days in a row, but it's balanced out. I'm not eating high fat every day. I'm not eating, high fat is very rare occasion anyway, but to a certain extent, yes. I don't like the cliches, but the fat you eat is the fat you wear. So, you know, first thing might be just to check out your fat level. How much fat are you taking in? The second thing is a basic that a lot of, you know, people in the raw vegan world don't like to talk about. Oh, we don't need to count our calories at all. Well, we don't have to be fanatic and be like, okay, my God, what am I getting? But yeah, we still have to be aware of our calories, because calories count. If you don't believe me, you know, just go out there and see how the magic works. Go out there, you're a 130-pound woman, or even if you're, even if you're a 175-pound man, go out there and eat 5,000 calories a day. Go out there and eat 6,000 calories a day and see what happens. Especially if you're not some sort of ultra athlete that's maybe running marathons, or that's like burning off just, you know, thousands of calories a day with their activity level. Yes, there is definitely eating too much, eating too many calories, and in that sense, calories do count. They're just not necessarily the end all be all. Maybe you're not active enough. Now, I'm going to read this directly. This is something I was reading you know, recently. I've got one of Don Bennett's books, and I don't read books, like I don't generally start and go cover to cover. I've usually got a few going at a time. I'll read certain sections, and this is like directly from his book, and it's just talking about, but now when I talk about exercise, I'm not talking about that old formula, that old mentality, okay, we need to get on here and we need to be burning. I'm not necessarily saying we're doing it to burn off what we ate earlier in the day, or to burn off those mistakes. Because as he puts it, the best way is just not, the best way to do it first is not to put too much into your mouth. Even though exercise is the least effective way to lose weight, that's what he's saying, it's the least effective way to lose weight, that whole burning after the fact, it is key to maintaining normal weight. And that's because muscle has a higher metabolic rate than fat and burns calories while you sleep. And also, like, going back into why we need to get an appropriate level of activity. The more active you are, the more food you'll need to eat to fuel that activity, and therefore the more nutrients you'll get in the process. That's what I was talking about the other day when I was talking about, you know, doing this raw vegan lifestyle, and not exercising, not having any activity level. If you're not exercising, if you don't have enough proper activity in your life, you're going to be scaling down, you're going to be eating less, and this will satisfy you from your caloric needs, but you're not necessarily taking in all the nutrients that you need to. But also too, like I say, just having a good, you know, it's like that body becomes a furnace. It just becomes an efficient furnace, burning what it needs to burn, keeping you lean, keeping you toned. But like I say, I just wanted today to talk about some of the little things that you might look out for. Now, when it comes to too much calories, too many calories, too much fat, can you already anticipate what I'm going to say? You've got to be writing this stuff down. You've got to be writing down in your food journal what you're eating, basically every bite of food that you're putting in your mouth, because that's your best way to troubleshoot. That's your best way to go back. If you make yourself accountable for every morsel of food you put in your mouth, then you're more aware. When you're writing it down, you're more aware. You're not just like popping things into your mouth, because there's, like, sometimes what I'm trying to get at here is, if you're not writing the things down, you're not noticing this, okay, well, I eat 3 dates. You know, a date is not a meal, so I ate 3 dates here in the morning, you know, early before I even ate anything, or then I ate some dates later in the day. Maybe you go through your day and you feel like, well, I didn't even really think about my date consumption today, but here and there I ate 8 or 9 dates. That adds up. Maybe, you know, maybe you're eating little bits of fat here and there, although, you know, I don't know why. I kind of, well, I shouldn't say that. I like to structure my day like my fat all comes at one point, except for the stuff like the chia seeds and the hemp seeds. But maybe you're eating little bits of fat throughout the day, and those little bits of fat add up. Maybe you're scarfing down fat. Maybe Tanny Raw talks about this one a lot. It's always kind of funny. She talks about like going to the couch with a spoon and eating that almond butter. Now, when you get into those butters, when you get into the butters and even the nuts in their whole form, those calories, that fat can just totally get away from you. So when you're consuming things like that, the fat especially, I think it's even more important for you to be aware of exactly how many calories and exactly how much fat you're taking in, because if you have, in other words, what I'm getting at is, write it down. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. There's no guesswork. You don't have to try to figure out what you've done in the past, or what you're doing wrong. You've got it right there in front of you in black and white. Of course, I got my trusty notes here, but anyhow, like I say, don't try to complicate things. As human beings, it seems like You know, we always have this propensity to go towards a deeper, more intellectual reason behind things, when most of the time, most solutions to many things in life are going for the simplest first. Anyhow, that's the best way to troubleshoot, in my opinion, is you know, start from the simpler things, and then hey, maybe it gets up there, maybe you do find out you have a problem with your thyroid, maybe you do find out you have hormonal issues, or maybe some other you know, health issues or physical things that are getting in the way of you losing the weight. But always look for the simple first and try to figure that out from that standpoint. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Love you guys. Peace.